Drag racing here at Hebron, Ohio, and as you can see now, here the stands at every drag strip now built around the starting gantry there to give sponsors and backers the best chance of seeing all the action. Well, we're going to have a look at all three top disciplines tonight: the top fuel, the funny cars and the pro stock, and they're just having a look at the top fuel ladder. 5,500 brake horsepower, nitromethanol burners, the fastest accelerating machines on earth, and really this man, the king of them all, King Kenny Bernstein in the Budweiser car, the man from California, 96 champion and 3 wins already this year. He's stacked up against Steve Smith. Well, he was, but Steve Smith has just broken his dragster. He damaged his frames rail on the burnout, and it's just down now to King Kenny, the king of speed, 4 times funny car champion, and still looking for that first top fuel championship run. A quick run down there, 311.63 miles per hour at a 4.690. But Joe Amato lining up now with Mike Dunn. Joe Amato, the oldest of the top fuel racers, 54 years old, the man from Philadelphia, also racing against the Philadelphia man Mike Dunn alongside him in the Mopar car. So it's Tannico against Mopar. Mike Dunn's had no wins at all, 97 or 98, but Joe Amato's had 2 wins this year and he's been 5 times champion. They're lined up, the Christmas tree, watch those lights, they'll go yellow, 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 and then green. They're lined up, they're staged. Oh, and there's a good start. Look at that shot from the onboard at the front of Dunn's car. Amato just goes off into the distance. Well, Dunn, problems there. Just idles down the track. Let's have another look at that as they go off. Just smokes those tyres up. All sorts of problems. He crosses the lane as well, and he has to cut the engine off. He shuts down. We're lining up now. Corey McLenithan, championship leader, 4 wins in 1998. There's confirmation. McLenithan from Joe Amato, Gary Skelton, Mike Dunn, Jim Head and Kenny Bernstein. After 9 of the 22 races, this is the 10th. Corey McLenithan, the first man ever to exceed 320 miles per hour. That hasn't been broken yet. 6 wins in 97, 4 this year. He's in the McDonald's car, and Jim Head from Ohio in the Head Davis TFX. He's an airplane enthusiast, loves doing acrobatics in his pit special. He's had 2 97 wins, nothing this year though. And we're looking for McLenithan to take this run because he really, like King Kenny Bernstein, is the man. Watch that McDonald's car. Oh, McLenithan launches hard, look at that. Oh, it's a big, big burnout for McLenithan, and he loses it. So McLenithan loses it as Head runs a 4.859, and McLenithan can only do a 10-second run down the strip. So big surprise in that quarterfinal. Bob Van der Griff from Georgia against Gary Skelton from California. Bob Van der Griff's never had a win yet in top fuel. He's in the Jersey's car. Gary Skelton in the Winston car. He had 5 wins last year, looking for his first win this year. Problem here seems that everyone's getting so much tyre spin, it's smoking the tyres, and that's when you have to back off, otherwise you just rev the engine into oblivion. Let's watch Skelton on the left. Oh, and he gets, oh, and he pulls a wheelie, look at that, right up in the air, just clips the barrier. So a bad moment, he just hits the barriers there, slams down hard onto the tarmac, damaging the front edge, just doing a good job not to do a backflip. Quite a lot of damage, as you can see there, the whole of the rail is bent. Let's have a look at that again in slow motion, watch that car. So Skelton in the Winston car pulls a huge wheelie, nearly flips the car, slams it down, just clips the barrier with the front end, and his run is over. So Skelton will go through, and Van der Griff will meet Jim Head in the semi-final round, getting lane choice. So Bernstein against Amato, and Van der Griff against Head. Well, funny car ladder after 1 round. There it is, 5,500 brake horsepower, same engines that the top fuelers run. Their front engine, they weigh 600 kilos, and John Force leading the championship as they come here from Chuck Etchells, Cruz Pedregon, Ron Capps, Tim Wilkerson and Tony Pedregon, one of 3 Pedregon brothers racing in this series. The record in funny cars, 4.819. That was set by Cruz Pedregan in March of this year. So Etchells and Pedregan getting ready together. Etchells in the Camaro, Pedregan in the Mustang. That's the body shape. Let's have a look as they go off. Oh, it's a big takeoff. Oh, it goes right across the line. Well, Pedregan almost hits Bob Weikengenert, and as we saw, that was in round one we're looking at there. Both drivers smoked the tyres. Pedregan let the car settle down and then managed to win by just 200 feet. That's how he got through to this round two. So Chuck Etchells in the Kendall Camaro, Pedregan in the Castrol Mustang. Pedregan ahead at the start. Etchells moves ahead at the 8th mile marker though, and Pedregan has flames coming out of the car, but the engine seems to have only burned more fuel than they'd hoped, and Etchells takes that win with 5.06 at 290 miles an hour. So Tony Pedregan out of the finals. It's been Scusa and Tim Wilkerson lineup. Scusa in the Matco Avenger, and Wilkerson in the JCIT Firebird. No wins for Tim Wilkerson, just one career win for Scusa. Scusa from Ohio, Wilkerson from Illinois. And again, this track service causing havoc with everyone. It's too slippery, they're reckoning. They put bleach down to get those tyres good and hot and to make those smoky burnouts, but too much rubber getting laid down this afternoon. Everyone really trying not to spin those rear donuts as they take off. Scusa, Wilkerson, here it is, round two. Oh, Wilkerson does such a big burnout, he backs off, he's blistered his tyres, he has to abort the run, and Scusa, although he spun a little bit at the starting line, he settled down and got a nice run in the right-hand lane to take the win here. 5.083 at 303 miles an hour. Ron Capps already had a win this year in the Copenhagen Camaro, and against him, championship leader John Force has also had one win this year in the Castrol Mustang. Force, again the man to beat as we saw last year. So Camaro in the left lane, Mustang in the right. This really is the classic match in funny car racing. And Ron Capps from California, like Force, level with the champion as they go down the road, but oh dude, it's got a problem there. His Camaro sounded rough. And it's John Force who wins with 5.087, 292 miles per hour. So Dean Scusa will get lane choice against John Force in the semi-finals, having run just that little bit faster. Frank Pedregan, older brother of the three, he's 35 years old, he's had 2 career wins. He's from California and he's in the Jim Dunn Avenger. He's up against another Avenger, that of Corey Lee. Christmas tree lights up. Everyone's stayed. Oh, there's a red light there for Corey Lee. So Pedregan backs off the throttle. And he can just take the win as he wishes. Does a 7-second run, in fact. And Corey Lee eliminated by that red light foul. So Frank Pedregan, who has yet to win a funny car final, will face Chuck Etchells in round 3, and Etchells will have lane choice. Let's look at Pro Stock now. There's the ladder, 500 cubic inches, 585 kilos these cars weigh in at. They run on regular carbureted fuel, and the cars are 1991 or later 2-door coupes. Well, Tom Hammonds, though we just saw, having a problem in round 2, perhaps. Richie Stevens, Tom Hammonds, there he goes. Oh, Hammonds has broken on the line, so Richie Stevens in the Pontiac Firebird, the kid, he's only 18 years old, takes the win at 7.075. Jim Yates in the Spitfire Firebird against Larry Morgan in the Chevy Camaro. Yates gets a solid run, goes through to win 7.046, so he'll be meeting up with the kid in the next round, and he'll get lane choice over Stevens. Instantly, Tom Hammonds, we just saw there, the man who broke on the line. He is a basketball player with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it's his first ever pro stock race. Nice shot here now as we look at Jed Coughlin against Troy Coughlin, the brothers from Ohio. They both come here from Columbus, where this drag strip is. They're running the old cutlasses, and it's Jeg who does a 7.092, gets the advantage over his bro. Mike Thomas, Pennzoil, Pontiac Firebird, Kurt Johnson, Chevrolet Camaro, Johnson the son of 98, championship leader Warren, who's had 4 wins. Both cars all over the track. Kurt really gets out of the groove at midway and shuts off, so Mike Thomas gets the win at 7.7.
We have 2 folks here.
So Thomas will meet Jeg in the semi-finals, and Coughlin will get lane choice. Pro stock points after 9 of the 22 races. There they are before the final. Warren Johnson from Jim Yates, Jeg Coughlin, Mark Osborne, Kurt Johnson. And now into the final 4 of pro stock. So Jeg Coughlin staged against Mike Thomas. The Jegster rockets off the line solidly in the groove all the way down the track. Something we've not seen this before on board cameras on these dragsters. Very light little cameras, but what an impressive picture they're giving us. 195 miles an hour, the win for Jeg Coughlin at 7.041. So he'll move into the final. Jim Yates against Richie Stevens. Oh, and it's level all the way down. The Firebirds side by side, but the kid's really hanging in, almost squeezing out the victory against the veteran. But Yates' starting line advantage was the key. It came to the 6.5 feet at the finish, and the kid is knocked out. So Coughlin will have lane choice against Yates in the final. Let's have a look at Pro Stock Funny Car and Top Fuel finals when we come back. Speed World, and we're looking at the Funny Car Final 4 in the NHRA event from Hebron, Columbus in Ohio. John Force, the most winning man in Funny Car history, up against Dean Scusa. Force has 7 national titles, but it's not bringing me luck this time. He gets a red light foul, and Scusa wins at 5.167 at 298 miles an hour. Let's have a look again as Force lets the Mustang go. On go the Reds. He's jumped the start. Double stepping the throttle. So Frank Pedregon against Chuck Etchell's Avenger against Camaro. Frank looking for his first final round appearance in Fuel Funny Cars. He's never got this far before. With Frank Pedregon, Chuck Etchell's. Oh, through it goes. Etchells goes ahead by a 10th, but gets out of the groove, and that allows Pedregon to streak past and get the win in the first of his final 4 appearances. So everything stages up now for Frank Pedregon against Dean Scusa. Scusa one of the quicker times, so he gets the lane choice. As we look at the final 4 in Top Fuel for Van der Griff against Jim Head. Van der Griff still no win in all his drag racing career, 3 years. Well, Head gets out first, but Van der Griff starts to move down as they get towards the 660-foot mark. Oh, he goes round Head at the top end, so Van der Griff wins at 4.631 in the Jersey's car, and the Jersey's sweet. People going absolutely crazy there, just love it. First time their drivers made a final round appearance since Brainerd last year. Now Kenny Bernstein, the only NHRA driver to win both Top Fuel and Funny Car championships, and he wins this afternoon in the Budweiser car against Joe Amato, a 4.685. Amato just smoked his tires, sat there and didn't even get off the line. So it's going to be Van der Griff and Kenny meeting again for the 8th time in National Hot Rod Association competition, and it's Van der Griff who gets the lane choice with the faster time. now to the finals as we just look at the Top Fuel final lineup. There it is. Vandegrift gets lane choice over King Kenny Bernstein. Pro Stock final then. Jake Coughlin against Jim Yates. It's Cutlass against Firebird. Oldsmobile against Pontiac. If Coughlin wins, he'll take second place in the points away from Jim Yates. Both cars leave together. Coughlin, though, starts to go away, and at the finish he's got a 3/4 of a car length over Yates. So Coughlin, 7.022 to 196.03 miles per hour. Well, there are the points after that 10th run, so Coughlin moving ahead of Jim Yates as we go to the funny car final. On-board camera with Dean Scoozer's car on the Avenger Dodge, and Frank Pedregon, first time he's ever been in a final. His tuner, crew chief and owner and teacher Jim Dunn has already been named craftsman crew chief of this race. And Tony and Cruz, his brothers, are on the starting line supporting their older bro. Oh, Scoozer gets out of the groove and crosses the centre line behind Pedregon. Frank becomes the final member of the Pedregon Club to join his two brothers as a winner in one of the most competitive classes in motorsport. All three have been funny car finalists.
One of them was bound to win. What do you guys think?
Well, I think it's great. I think they work real hard. Jim Dunn, we all know his experience. And Frankie, he's getting some good conditioning, and it's really good for them. They're after a sponsor, and it's really good to see. It feels good to see them win.
Cruz?
Hey, all I know is I know how it feels, and I'm really happy that all my brothers now have been able to experience victory. There's nothing like it, and hope they can get some support now.
So Frank comes back and joins his brothers as a national events winner in funny car. What a big family moment.
Brothers as national event winners in funny car. And Frankie, what did it mean to you to have them on the starting line where you could see them?
Oh, that was great. That meant a lot to me, meant a lot to Jim. Jim Dunn has been great. Jim Dunn really deserves a lot of credit. And I'm grateful for Cruz and Tony to be there with me, give me support. This is great.
Can't have much of that. This is great.
Well, that was a big moment for Scoozer, wasn't it? So what a fine afternoon for the Pedregon family out of Los Angeles. So John Force, Chuck Etchells, Cruz Pedregon in third place there, the other of the brothers. As we go to the Top Fuel final now, and it's King Kenny Bernstein from Bob Vandegrift. Bernstein in the Budweiser car. Vandegrift in the Jerseys car. King Kenny's already had 53 career wins. Can he make it 54? He goes off like a rocket, picks up the front, and he takes his 21st NHRA Top Fuel victory in 701 starts. Oh, just look at that, so close. 4.687 his ET against 4.702 of Bob Vandegrift. Hardly anything in it, but Bernstein gets a 310 mile an hour winning run. So he comes up to collect his 54th national event win trophy. It's his third this year.
Kenny Bernstein collects his 51st national event win trophy. 51, can you believe it?
Oh, that's hard to believe. I just got to say, a great job by Lee Beard and the team. Lee made some great decisions. He wanted to make sure that we obviously could take care of this racetrack as hot as it was with that sun coming out, and I can't say enough for him. Sorry for Bob. I know he wanted to win his first, but hey, we got to take this one home, I guess.
Good drag racing, that's what it's all about. It's just unfortunate.
Great job.
Thank you.
Pontiac, congratulations.
So there we are, confirmation of the points. McLethnan from Amato, Skelce and Bernstein in fourth. What a great afternoon's drag racing from Hebron here in Columbus, Ohio. But really the memory everyone will be going home with is that win for Frank Pedregon, giving Cruz, Tony and Frank a 1-2-3.
As your fortune comes to carry you down the line, if some pieces of the picture are hard to find, and the answers to your questions are hard to hold, take good care of your brother when you're making up your mind. Should one thing or another take you from behind, now your life is style. When you've come to feel that